What's up, everybody? Coach Rob Davis from the Shore Football Report. Going to do a little bit of a review of the week and talk about, of course, Barnegat 7-on-7 tournament that was today and got me seeing some pretty good football going on. There also was a 7-on-7 at Manalapan, which I'm going to get a report on that tomorrow. Some outstanding football teams out there. A lot of young men I already know, and a lot of young men I got to get to know because I'm presenting a list, a report to every level of college football coaches out there of the short conference's top players. And I'm doing a report on that per position and also by grade too with that. So I'm excited about that. Every night I've been watching a lot of huddle film. I'll be watching a lot of huddle film tonight too. There's nothing better than watching football on a Friday night, drinking my Coca-Cola. So that's what Coach Davis is going to do. I'm going to do a review on the Manalapan 7-on-7 tomorrow. Yep. So let me talk about a couple things that I want to do. I want to talk about what I thought of the COVID regulations and rules. We're going to talk about my coach's talk show, and we're going to talk about where I'm going to be Wednesday. I'm going to be at Brick High School watching 7-on-7 wall and brick. Coach Davis is going to be there evaluating the talent there, and I can't wait to see my good friend Lenny Zdanowicz, the head football coach. We'll talk about my new webpage. I'm going to be a .com guy. You got it, .com. The Shore Football Report is going to have a .com. I can't wait. .com, that's incredible, man. Great. I can't wait to get the blue thing on my Twitter or Instagram, whatever that means, that blue thing. All right, that's important to me. I'm 50 years old. I think it's really big. Going to talk again about my Instagram Live. I'm going to do the recruiting tip of the day on Instagram Live. I'm not going to do it on YouTube. I'm going to talk like this twice a week to give you guys some insight of what college coaches are telling me or have told me with recruiting. Going to have a blast with that. And then we're going to talk the Barnegat 7-on-7 because I was there. All right, cool. Let me talk first. And on my talk show, my last talk show, my coach's talk show, we were talking about COVID. And as a head football coach for 18 years, I was presented, as well as you guys, where I had to go over COVID regulations on what we can and cannot do. Now, I'm going to say this. Being a football coach, you are the most flexible coach out there. You got to be with football. Think of that. Football is always that sport where people want to watch you on Friday nights, but during the week, they don't want you in the gym. You can't have your cleats on when you come in the gym. There's always these things you got to follow. And us head coaches, we always kind of make it work. And it's tough. But I was presented with every other coach, pods. I knew nothing. I didn't even know what a pod was before this year. So we had to do a pod, and it was 10. It was 10 people per pod. Us coaches are looking at these rules on how we have to separate kids, but we can have no more than 10 in a pod. I know when this came out that there was nobody on these committees with these people making up these rules that were football guys. And how do you know that? Because there's 11 guys you need on the football field. 11. So I'm getting these rules that only 10 people can be together. Well, the basketball coach was like, hey, this is cool. We'll just go 5-5. The baseball coach goes, hell yeah, we'll go 9 guys and we'll have one backup. Well, football needs 11. You got to teach football. 11. So we get these rules and the pot of 10. And we had to do it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks we had to do it. Drove me nuts. It was a blessing to watch these young men perform over the weekend. And I can't wait, like I said before, can't wait to talk about the Manalapan 7-on-7 tomorrow. But nobody was wearing a mask. and and we're going at it, because this time last year, I think we were able to practice a week later in pods of 10. Jesus Christmas, man. Maybe that's why I had to step down. It was just driving me nuts. I was going nuts as a head coach. Pod, can't do this. Check, temperature check, all that crap. Well, that drove me nuts. The pods at 10, I have a question for those professionals out there that made pods at 10. Would pods 11 really affect the world? Like, if we put 11 people in a pod, would that be something worse than pods of 10? Like, are you kidding me? One more person? Couldn't you squeeze on one more so us football coaches in the country could at least hold a practice or something? But no, we had to go 10. I would have loved to have been in that room. And I would love to kick open the door and tell those doctors, hey, can we have 11? Oh, no, we can't have 11. We can't. It's too bad. People are going to get affected with the COVID. But 10, you're okay. 11, no. 10, okay. They were not football dudes. All right? So I'm going to say congratulations to all the programs that survived last year with the COVID. And whatever they threw at us, we took it and we went. That's fine. So I'm real pumped about that. But we got to get some football guys on these committees. Next time they make these things up, just make it 11. Just 11. That's all I'm asking. They couldn't squeeze one more guy in there nationally? Oh, well. That's a question I'd love to hear answered by some professional doctors out there with that. That's done with. Now let's talk coaches talk. Coaches talk. What is coaches talk? Well, the Shore Football Report has a talk show. Well, it's me. I have a talk show, and it's called Coaches Talk. Now, who am I interviewing at? Coaches. I'm interviewing coaches. All right, that's why it's called Coaches Talk. So I'm going to go and talk to every football program's head football coach or the assistant coach if he prefers it that way. And I wanted them to promote their program on my talk show, and it's all positive, and I kind of have a connection with just about all of them. I'm the short conference coaches president, so I know all those guys, and we have some great coaches in the short conferences. We really do, from Ocean County to Monmouth County. Great guys that really go after it and have great stories about how they got to be head football coaches. And that's what the show is going to be all about, to get to know them, and not just with the whistle in the mouth and barking out stuff to their team. I want other programs to know who that coach is and their background and how they got to it. Because like I said, we have a lot of outstanding football coaches. What I'm going to add to it too is this. I am going to interview retired coaches. Coaches that were very influential to coaches like me. And I've been coaching for 27 years, 18 as a head coach. Guys I looked up to. Coach Fred Sprengel. I'm going to get Coach Fred Sprengel on here, the longtime coach from Brick Memorial and Long Branch. Joe Martucci. I'm going to try and get Dan Duddy on here. I'm going to try and get John Gordy out there. I want guys that have been there, done it, and I want them to be speaking not live, on my Coaches Talk show. We're going to have fun with that. Now, Wednesday, I'm going to watch my buddy, Coach Zdanowitz, the head football coach at Brick, with his 7-on-7. Every week he does a different team, and he's got Wall this week. And Wall is one of the top teams in the short conference in the state. And Brick is a traditional football power, and it's going to be real exciting. I was invited to go there and talk to the guys and have some fun and get to see what a face and name out there. I'm real excited to be there Wednesday, so I'll be doing that, and I'll be making different stops on the way throughout the next couple weeks with that. Now, social media. You're talking to a guy who's 50 years old, and when all these social media things come in, who do I ask? I ask my 14-year-old daughter, how do you work Instagram? How do you do YouTube? How do you do Twitter? She teaches me. So I'm a football coach. I really am. This year I'm not coaching, but they teach me how to do social media. So I got to adapt to you guys. All right. So that's that. So I'm not going to just present my material and say, guys, figure it out. No, I got to figure out what you guys want. So that's that. So we're going to do things and we're going to compromise a little bit. I have 3 social medias. 3 social medias. I have an Instagram, I have a YouTube, I have a Twitter. Will not do Snapchat. Will not do Snapchat. That just it scares me. I don't know nothing about it. I'm not going to take a picture and send it to people, or if that's what you do, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to do Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. My material, what I initially did was I didn't have a home base. And I didn't have a home base. Now, here I am saying I'm going to tweet things out. I'm going to Instagram it. I'm going to YouTube it. But I didn't have a home base. What's a home base? In other words, if you're sitting on the couch and you want to see what I have, a platform of stuff, I don't have a website. But I do now. I do now. Yes. Coach Davis, The Shore Football Report. It's going to be a .com real soon when I figure it out. But I got some guys, I got some sponsors, and they're going to get me the Shore Football Report .com. It's going to happen. So therefore, 3 in the morning, you want to get on my website, you can see the team pages. You can see all the stuff. I like that. So I'm going to adjust. And the reason why I'm doing that is I got all these Instagram followers, and I try to make everything so easy for all the followers and have a link that you can press. But on Instagram, you can't post something of a YouTube link. It just takes a lot. You got to go to my profile page. You got to press this. You got to do that. So I'm doing it for the Instagram guys who are stubborn to go on YouTube. Stubborn. You are. You know it. You listen to me go, I hear you. You're right. You're stubborn. So I'm going to go and make a .com. The Shore Football Report.com. It's coming. You know it's coming. You can hear it coming like a train. Whoop. Yep, it's coming. Can't wait. So I'm going to make a website.com. That sounds so huge. It really does. Oh, my God. I love it. So that's what you're going to get. You're going to get .com. Now, I made a Google form. I'm decent with Google form. I'm going to tell you right now, if I had to rate myself 0 to 10, 20, I'm pretty good on my Google form. I love to put things that have answers to your questions on it. So if you don't know what a Google form is something that you press and then it reads some information. On the Google form I made, and I'm going to post it in my bio tonight. The Google form will be on my thing. You press it, it goes on, and it has everything about my business, all the links to my social media. And you can also sign up to an email list that goes out once a week, and it'll go out to your guys. All right. So please look at my bio when I get off here, because I don't know how to do it while I'm talking. All right. And then you can check out all my stuff on a Google form, and you can send it to all your friends, people that you meet at ShopRite for the first time. You bump into them, say, hey, I don't know you, but here's a Google form. Why don't you look at it? Do it, because I'm going to have a .com. I'm telling you, I'm going to be big. I'm going to be real big. All right? So that Google form will be out on the social, I don't know, am I saying it right? My bio page, whatever it is. But that's what's going to be on there. All right? So check that out. All right? And again, my Instagram live, I'm not going to, I was going to do a recruiting tip of the day 2 times a week. And I was also going to do my X's and O's clinic of the day 2 times a week. I'm going to do the clinic of the day 2 times a week on my YouTube. And I'm going to send it to my college guys and high school guys. And you guys can see it too. But the recruiting tip of the day, we're going to do it live, just like this. And I'm going to talk to you about recruiting tips. And if you have any questions about recruiting, message me anytime, because I am very active in college recruiting. Again, let me just tell you, in the past 14 recruiting classes in 15 years I was at Barnegat as the head coach, I put 64 of my Barnegat football players in college football programs in the last 14 years, because I didn't have a graduating class my first year. We were all underclassmen. So with that, I had guys from Division 1A, 1AA, Division 2, Division 3, JUCO, even a prep guy I sent there too. So I have the experience doing that. And with that being done and said, they kept in touch with me, and I'm going to help the Shore Conference. I'm going to help the Shore Conference by getting your name out too, to all my contacts out there too. All right. Everybody wants to talk to big name schools, the Penn States, is that I have sent kids to those schools, and my connections are now at different schools now, which are like Texas A&M, Boston College, Pitt, all those schools, but Division threes too. All those schools, I want to start exposing you guys with my report, the Coach Davis, the Shore Football Report, and that's going out to all the college coaches out there, from Division 1 right to Division 3, JUCO, the whole 9 yards. And with that, all right. Actually, my college contacts asked me to be a Northeast type guy, but I want to start with just the Shore Conference this year and then branch out maybe a little bit bigger if I like it. But I really think there's a lot of talent in the Shore Conference. And guess what? There's a lot of schools out there. Don't let nobody tell you there's not a school out there for you. There is a school for everybody if you want to go to college. Doesn't mean you're going to go there to be a starter, but there is a college for. I sent a kid to Mayville State, way out there out west. If you look at the map all the way to the left and your hand goes off the map, that's where it is. It's out there. There's a college for everybody. All right. Remember that. All right. Your options might not be a lot if your academics or your character, all that stuff. But there's a college out there that's willing to take a chance on you as a student athlete. So make sure that you market yourself and go to my film on YouTube where college coaches are looking for 11 traits. Tip of the day. I might post that again tonight, because those 11 traits are very, very important. Now, you might look at me and hear me and think I'm just some old guy just talking, but I do have some experience and I know what I'm talking about. College coaches are looking for certain things. Know what you are getting yourself into, and then make yourself marketable. You got to do that. Stay off the social media and being negative. Tell your family too. Don't be negative too. Don't be bashing anybody out there. Don't get political out there. Don't be trashing your coach out there. Stay loyal to yourself. Make sure that you can benefit your recruiting with the stuff that you're in control. All right, with that. That's what you got to do. That's your job. Listen to your coaches, get the stuff done, and let the process go. And I'm going to try and help as a supplement to your recruiting with your coaches. I'm not going to override any of your coaches, but I think that I can only help and get more of a wave of colleges into the Shore Conference. Once they get into Shore Conference, we're going to lock the gates, say you ain't leaving the Shore Conference till you hit all these type of schools. That's what we're going to do. So I'm excited about that. I really am. Now, let's talk to Barnegat 7-on-7. First, my sponsor, Coca-Cola, going to get one drink. That was the best drink I had all day. Wow. Okay. Barnegat 7-on-7. First, I visited a school at when I stepped down at Barnegat, I was very fortunate to be able to name my successor, Coach Paul Covine, a young 35-year-old coach who's been with me for 12 years. Loyal assistant, got a lot to bring to the table. I'm excited about that. With that being done and said, I left him alone. I told and he hired the whole staff back. I have not been around the football team since I stepped down, except for our banquet. And I did that for a reason. I wanted coach to be able to get his fingerprints on all the kids. I wanted the kids to know he's the coach, because I was the only coach ever at Barnegat. Well, today was the first time I got a chance to really watch him coach and the players. And I was so excited. It was a blessing for me to walk on the Barnegat field as a fan, as a Shore Football Report guy. And I had so much fun. I really did. I was very, very impressed with the environment of the event of the 7-on-7. And I was very impressed with all the football teams being very, very good with sportsmanship. Very, very respectful kids to not only their teammates and their coaches, but the thing I liked the most was with the refs. They were so respectful to the refs. Because I'll tell you something. I'm going to give you a little advice. Those officials are human. And when you're dealing with humans, they have feelings. And when you have officials who are human and they have feelings, and you respect them the right way, I'm not saying you're going to get a call always like that, but it's common sense. Treat them with respect, and they'll be fair. They will be fair. There's a lot of great officials, and we had a whole bunch of them today with that. So I was very proud to see that the body of work in the 7-on-7s was so respectful, all about sportsmanship. Everybody was competing, and don't make any bones about it. When you compete, it can be pretty intense, but it was great. Here's some things I like about 7-on-7. Me, as an evaluator now, I like to see body language. I love to see body language because you're not wearing the helmet, you're not wearing the pads. You can see expressions, just like in basketball. I can see posturing. I can see excitement. I can see intensity. I saw that. Your body language on a negative play is just as important as when you score a touchdown and you want to chest bump and do all that stuff with the football. I look for when you miss a ball. I look for when you got beat deep. How do you react? Because if I'm looking like that, so are other coaches. Your opponent coaches are looking that way, and then your college coaches, because we're all the same. We're all the same. So your body language is important in 7-on-7s. Posturing, that. And again, nobody wants to be with a teammate who over there has got a frown on his face the whole time. If everybody's positive, I don't have to worry about how the pulse of the team is. Let's go. Let's do it. I saw today a lot of positive body language. And that's something as a head football coach that we preach and teach. And again, when you bring them into competition, you get that outside factors going in. And that's what we strive for. And today I saw it. I really did. A lot of positive vibes out there. Win or lose. It was great. It's great. I love the fact that you can realize to some people, this is everything in the world is 7-on-7. I say this: if a negative play happens, there's 1 million people overseas in China that don't even know Barnegat exists. So why would you get so upset over a bad call where the play didn't go your way? Nobody knows what's going on. It's not on TV. So don't overanalyze any negative plays. I believe negative plays are put in to test you, to test your character. I really believe the guy up top did that on purpose. He really did. So, with that being done and said, that's what I don't like about that's what I like about 7-on-7. I also like the ball in the air. I love the fact I'm a passing guy. I love the fact that we can throw the football. I love how some people say this: 7-on-7, it's not a real sport. It's not a real thing. Bull crap. Let me tell you what. You play with a football. Your quarterback's got to get his drops. Quarterback's got to be able to throw the football and get some time in. You get a little on the same path, the same page. As long as you're running plays that you're going to run in the game, I think that 7-on-7 is great. I don't like the dink and doinks to the running back 2 yards over the ball, and then people in the stands clapping their hands going, good play. You ain't catching that in a game. There's no. I don't like that stuff. If you are running your stuff, then I like it with 7-on-7. I do. I hate everybody loves to run cover 2-man and all that stuff. Oh, yeah. And you always hear people, I would have blitzed you on that one. Yeah, well, we'll hot read you on that. How's that? All right. But that's what I like about 7. I like 7-on-7 so you can get timing. Like basketball, you like to, let me start shooting my layups and then my 3-pointers and get a little timing down. That's what it's all about. Football is timing. Team building. How about that? Did you ever hear about that? Think 7-on-7. How about team building? That's kind of important. It's important to me. It should be important to you. Now, what I don't like in 7-on-7s is when those defensive coordinators they like to play behind the defense. I don't like that. For years, they didn't do that today. They did not do that today. But for years, the D coordinator would be, I'm just going to be 10 yards behind the safety. You're a quarterback. You're looking at your defense, and you see a guy in the middle of the field. Well, did you know there's receivers that might run a post pattern? Right? Holy smokes. So the NCAA made a rule. Defensive coordinators do not need to be behind the defense in 7-on-7. That's one rule. The second rule is wide receivers. When a ball hits you in the hands this year, you're allowed to catch it. That's 2 rules that they just made this year. So make sure you enforce that with your defensive coordinators and your receivers. Catch the ball. Catch the ball. All right? Good. I'm sorry. 7-on-7s gets me going. I really, really, really got pumped up today watching football. Good. Now, let's talk about the Barnegat 7-on-7. Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, congratulations to the Jackson Memorial Jaguars with Coach Mistretta. They won it. They won it. Let me tell you something about Jackson. They reload. They reload. Now, I don't want to talk about the guys in the front, the O-line, D-line, which are very important. We're going to have a segment on those guys. We're going to take them to the side and talk about the skill kids. Jackson today proved that they are a consistent football program that wins. They do. 10 out of 11 the last 11 years, they've had 1 losing record. 1. They are consistent. They do their stuff, and they're good at it. And they have a great reputation. Defensive back, Tom Wadowski, first team all division. The quarterback, who was a return specialist, was a first team all division Ty Mann. Outstanding football players. And defensive back senior Rob Panicu are the skill kids that are the known guys that are coming back. And there's a whole bunch of newcomers. We're going to get more into that in the later weeks with that. But those 3 guys were very, very impressive. They have a sophomore wide receiver that I got to get his name. I'm going to get it. Boy, was he fast on taking under routes and going right down the sideline, fast as anything. They look real good. They look real good today. And again, congratulations to Jackson for winning the championship. Last year, they were 4-4. This year, they got high expectations again, and we'll talk more about that later on. Barnegat played him in a championship and lost. So Barnegat actually lost to him twice. He lost to him in pool play, and then they lost to him at the end right there. Barnegat was 5-3 last year. Again, Barnegat and Jackson, 2 teams in Ocean County, 1 losing record in the last 11 years. Barnegat is very consistent, and this year they're going to be just as good. They're going to be just as good. They have a lot of talent back. They're loaded. I was very, very excited to see a lot of those sophomores elevate now that they're juniors, and that's that. JoJo Bivens is a second-team All-Division running back, and he looks as good as anybody. And he's, at running backs can't really showcase a lot 7-on-7, but he's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher. He is an incredible football. I'm going to make a prediction. JoJo will be the all-time leading rusher at Barnegat when he graduates in 2 years. He's that good. He's that good. He really is. Quarterback, senior quarterback, Kurt Bonin. First year, very impressive today, throwing the football. And here's a name for you. Tight end, Kean Paul, senior. All right, he's 6'2", 6'3", 235. And looks incredible. He runs like a wide receiver and is physical in the box. Mark my words, he's going to be one of the top tight ends, not in Ocean County, but in Shore Conference. It's going to be a real good one. With that, had a great day today. And another one, this kid right here, he's a junior wide receiver. Kyle Esslinger, outstanding day today. Big, fast, strong kid, around 175, 6'1", runs great routes. I mean, he looks like the next dude that's going to be out there in terms of one of the top defensive back wide receivers, but he's also a kicker too. Outstanding athlete. He had a great day today. What an interception. Go on my story and watch some of the highlights. Made a real big pick in the Central game right there. Shakeith Gordon, a junior. Shakeith Gordon, dynamic. He's a corner wide receiver. Had a little bit of a sore ankle. Didn't play as much on one side of but what you watch one of his plays. He had an interception today and one real physical breakup kid. Super athlete, dynamic basketball player, football player. Again, is going to be one of the top. Could be one of the top corners out in Ocean County next year as a junior, and fantastic athlete who's going to be running the football from his jet sweeps too and all that stuff too. Two linebackers, and I'll end it right there with those guys. Jared Schwarn, a senior, plays also tight end too at linebacker. Really good baseball player, athletic, and Connor Armstrong, mark my words, Connor Armstrong, junior linebacker, stud. 210, 215, runs probably. He may even be the fastest kid on the team. That's a kid's name you're going to hear about real soon. Is Connor Armstrong Jr. Barnegat did a real nice job losing in the championship game, and it doesn't look like they're going to skip a beat this year. I'm real proud of them, and I miss them, but I'm proud of them. Central finished 3-4 last year. They lost to Barnegat in a real tight game in the semifinals. Coach Pigeon does an out. Coach Covine is the head coach of Barnegat. I forgot to say that. I thought I did. Back to Central. Coach Covine, who I got to coach in middle school when he was at Barnegat. And basketball, baseball, tremendous athlete, and also even better person to be he's going to be a great coach. He really is. Coach Pigeon, they were 3-4 last year. Very impressed. Couple names I want to throw around about Central. And again, I'm starting to learn more guys as we move on with the Shore football report. Is Danny Morris, a first-team All-Division defensive back. He looked just as good at wide receiver, making some nice catches and a nice touchdown in the Barnegat game. A real good-looking kid, a DB. He's going to have a lot of colleges, I think, kind of hearing his name this year. Danny Morris, a defensive back, wide receiver. Now, here's a quarterback for you that I like, J.J. Garcia. His pocket presence is tremendous. Really is. I know Coach Papalia real well, the OC there, and he's going to be putting in some pretty good stuff offensively. And this kid's talent has a good arm. Through the ball, he's got some weapons on the side. I'm excited to see Central's offense this year. Junior J.J. Garcia. I love the running back, Chase Gumbright. I really did. I liked him last year. He was a fill-in guy for their starter last year, and real quick feet. I mean, really put together kid, tough tough kid, and I think he's going to have a big year this year too. The tight end, Luke Krezikowski, and I'm also going to throw another name at you. He's a sophomore. Is Mike Rapola, a tight end. Looked pretty good today. Smooth-looking athlete. I'm real excited about that. And this defensive back, Colin Steimel, I don't know if I'm saying that name right. That interception he made in the Barnegat game where he covered half the field looks very good. I like that. He's a senior. I'm looking forward to seeing this team play. Central has got some talent. I'm telling you right now, very well coached, and I'm excited about that team right there. They really are. We will talk more in depth about these guys later in the next coming weeks with that too. Monmouth was there. Monmouth finished in the semifinals and lost to Jackson in the semis. And they look like they got some skill kids. They really do. Coach Wendell is doing a really good job. They were 2-6 last year. Hold on. Got to get another drink from my sponsor, Coca-Cola. I always got to do that. It's a pet peeve of my wife. Like, I got to let the world know. I like it. I can do what I want. It's my show, my soda. I like Coca-Cola. Good. I should actually keep it here too, so you'll see it. But, all right, Monmouth, athletic. They got skill kids. Monmouth has got skill kids. They really do. I think their linebacker was a first-team All-Division, Julian Jones. Good-looking kid. Their DB was also first-team All-Division, Frankie Harris Thomas. And second-teamer linebacker, junior, Lucas Bomtempo. They got some talent, these guys. Also, look for the quarterback, Anthony Jen, 6'3", 180-pound kid. They got guys. They do. Monmouth has got some guys, and I think they're going to be a dark horse in that division, which we will talk more about in the next couple weeks. But Monmouth has got talent. I'm looking forward to seeing them play in that division. And they got some talent. They're skill kids. They really do. And look for Monmouth to be a dangerous team in their division this year. New Egypt was there. New Egypt was 3-2 last year. I'm a little biased right here. Coach Fentz from New Egypt is the head football coach. He was my assistant coach at Barnegat. And just what an excellent football coach Coach Fentz is. He's a good people person. Brings good values to the program. He's well respected. He's an innovative offensive coordinator. Does a great job. Watching him with his schemes and all, he's got a quarterback that can throw. He's got a lot of guys back this year. His running back is going to be really good. I don't have his name. They're not in the short conference, but I know their running back is a really good-looking running back, and that quarterback can sling it too. And they're going to be a pretty good team. They're a Group 1 school, and look for them to make the playoffs and make some noise in their division too, out of the short conference. So they're going to be good. Robbinsville, 6-1 last year. Coach Patterson also is a good friend of mine. The connection with Coach Patterson and me was this. When I started the program at Barnegat, so did Robbinsville. So Barnegat and Robbinsville played the first scrimmage ever in Barnegat history was against Robbinsville. Coach Patterson was on that team. He remembers that. All right, good. We did win. I think we won 50-0. Coach Pat, don't get mad, but that was the truth. We did win pretty big with that. But Coach remembers that. And we stayed tight since that. So it had to be 18 years or something like that. He does a great job at Robbinsville making the playoffs the last couple of years. They played Wall a couple of years ago, if you remember that. Remember that? That game somebody had to play in the middle of the week, and then the winner played Wall. Well, that was with Robbinsville, and I think it was with Allentown. So Robbinsville beat Allentown and to play Wall. And you know as well as I do, Wall pretty good. But so is Robbinsville. Robbinsville does a really nice job out there in their area. They're outside the short conference. And look for them to be pretty good this year too. They had some athletes, quarterback can sling it, and they had a lot of good numbers with that. So I'm going to be excited looking at Robbinsville too. Keyport, Keyport was there too. Keyport's in the short conference. They were 2-4 last year. Head coach Coach Glesman, coached in college. He's with Keyport now for a couple years. He's got a receiver. DJ Thompson, first team all division, good-looking kid that can run, can catch the ball over the middle. He's on my list, pretty high on my list as a receiver. Really nice, good-looking kid that plays defense and offense and all that stuff. And I really liked his mannerism with how things were going, even when he wasn't getting the football. Total team player. And I know Coach Glesman really, really prioritizes that with his program. And he's got a good one there with DJ Thompson. And he's got a bunch of skilled kids that are younger that are going to mold into a team that is going to be a threat to a lot of people in that division. We'll talk more, like I said, we'll talk about that in other weeks with that. And then the last team was Lower Cape May. Lower Cape May was 4-4 last year, coached by head coach Bailey. And connection I have with Lower Cape May is the offensive coordinator, who's also the principal, is Larry Ziemba. Larry Ziemba was a guy I grew up with in Waretown, and he was 2 years older than me. So he was a senior when I was a sophomore, and still stayed in touch. And he was the head coach a long time there, and he's now the principal, Larry Ziemba, and he's also the OC. Can you imagine your principal being the offensive coordinator or the principal on your staff as a head coach? You'd be like shaking, like Jesus. But a total football guy, and does it the right way. Lower Cape May is a team we've always scrimmaged, and we kept that connect with them, and I wish them the best of luck. All those guys: Jackson, Barnegat, Central, Monmouth, New Egypt, Robbinsville, Keyport, Lower Cape May. Nice job on the field, off the field, and the best of luck this season to you guys. I really do. And only the Shore Football Report will only help you throughout the season with entertainment, and also if we can help you with exposure within your program too. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it. All right. What time is it? 10:40? Good. All right. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I had nothing to do on a Saturday night except drink a little Coca-Cola, but I'm going to shut this off and watch a bunch of huddle film of a bunch of you guys that are watching right now. I have a whole bunch of stuff I got to check out, and I love it. You got some huddle film? Send it to me, the Short Football Report. DM it to me. I will always look at everybody's highlight video, and make sure that if you want it looked at, you send it to me. I guarantee you I will look at it. You do yourself. You send it to me. That's the least I could do, is at least look at it, and I would appreciate that too. I really would. So without that being said, I can still look up all your stuff too. Remember that. Good. All right? Wishing everybody the best Sunday tomorrow. And then Monday, let's hit the weight room. Let's hit it right. Let's do the right stuff. Let's make an impression at work. Let's make an impression in your community, because this is a new rule out. You're allowed to be a good person 24/7. Remember that, all right? Us football coaches, us football players, there's always somebody out there that's trying to knock us down. But stay straight, do the right stuff. Football's coming, gentlemen. It really is, all right? God bless everybody. Do the right stuff. Follow the Shore Football Report. And like I said before, we're going to be at .com. We are. Oh, my God. The Shore Football Report.com. I can't wait. You're going to .com. We are going to be legit. All right? See you guys soon. Check my social medias for the next video. Check everything. And when that .com comes, I'll tell you what. It's going to hit it big. It really is. You get to see this face 24/7. You kidding me? This face right here, Hawaiian shirt. Every day it's a new Hawaiian shirt. My Hawaiian shirts can't wait to be worn. They're like fighting in the closet. Wear me. I said, I got it. All right. I'm going to try and wear the same color Hawaiian shirt for every school I interview too on my thing. That's that. I love it. All right. See you guys later. Can't wait to talk football during the week. Later.